Minecraft Education Edition with Crew Tim. Today we will be doing Code Builder Tutorial Challenge number 6. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to do challenge number 6 in the Code Builder tutorial. So go ahead and log in if you can. If you can't, follow along. We're going to go to Play, My World, and we're going to do the Code Builder tutorial. Okay, here we are. We are in Code Builder, challenge number 6, Fun with Farming. Let's read these. Farming is a task that your agent can do with you. Right-click your agent to open its inventory. Fill its inventory with the contents from the chest. So here's our chest. Here's what's in the chest. And then we'll use this. The till and use commands will enable you to create crops. Be aware of which slot you place the items in when you are inputting your code. Okay, first of all, let's do this. Let's go and let's change this to creative. So we're going to go back out. We're going to go to settings. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to change that to creative and this to creative. All right. Let's go back in here. Now we're in creative. If we do E for inventory, we can see we have all of that in there. Let's go over and let's sit here. Let's do the / teleport. So let's teleport at C at S and bring our agent over here. So here's our agent. If we right click on the agent, you can see this is the agent slots up here. And let's go ahead and let's take a look at the agent, what the number of the slots are. The numbers in the agent are numbered 1 through 27. Those are the slots you're going to need to remember so when you tell the agent to pull from a specific slot. Let's go ahead and let's move on. So that's the numbers of the slots. We have to remember that. Now let's go back over here. And we'll go ahead and come in here, and I'm going to take all of this water down here. I'm going to take all of this water and we're going to put it down here. Okay, and let's go ahead and let's take some beetroots and we'll drop those down there. We'll take some carrots, drop those down there, and the potatoes. And that's good enough. Alright, so we have our stuff here. If we come back over here to our agent, we can go ahead and let's put this up here in slots 1, 2, and 3, right? Then we have 4, 5, 6, so we need 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more buckets of water. So we'll do this. We'll grab some more water and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So let's go back to our agent. Let's drop these up here because these are the slots that I have it numbered for. And we're going to do this and we'll go run the code and then we'll walk through the code. So this is all in my agent's inventory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're open. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, so let's jump into code. And we're going to pick this one. And we're just going to run it right now and then we'll go through it. All right. So let's go up here and let's do get a good vantage point. All right, let's do T and then CHA6. So we're going to draw the troughs first for the water. So we'll go down, we'll make the troughs, go over, make another trough. I grabbed the extra water because I like to have the water in there even. So after we do that, we'll come back and let's put some water. Go over and put our water over there. And then we're going to come back and we're going to till. We're going to till this row, we're going to till the middle row, and then we're going to till the end row. And then we're going to place seeds on them. So let's go ahead and let's till it. Get that tilled, go to the end, and we're going to add seeds. Okay, so now we're adding the seeds on there. And come over and do the middle row and then the end row, and then we'll walk through the code step by step. This is going to be a long one. Okay, so there we have it, and I'm going to have him finish up there past the end. And there we go. That is finished. So that's what we're going to need to do. Now let's go back down here. Let's tell our agent thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and reset this, and then we'll start with the code. Okay, before we move on, let's go ahead and let's right click on our agent and take a look. You see the seeds are still there, but we have some dirt here. That's the dirt that was broken when we first made the trenches for the water. So let's take this dirt, we'll take it down here and we'll dump it. And so we'll go over here and we'll do that. That's why I wanted to go into creative mode, because it makes it a lot easier to reset it instead of opening a brand new challenge on that. Alright, let's go ahead and let's walk through this and see what we got. Okay, first of all, let's go ahead and let's dig the holes for the water, or the troughs for the water. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our agent forward 2. So we're going to go 1, 2, then we're going to move, we're going to turn left, and we're going to move over 1, and then we're going to turn right, and we're going to destroy down, and we're going to go all the way down this way to the end. We're going to move over 2 rows, and we're going to come all the way back up to do that. So let's go ahead and let's get back into code, and let's get out of here. Let's make a new one. Let's call it challenge 6. Challenge 6. And here we are. Let's change this to CHA6. And you don't need, it doesn't matter if I have the same command written, because whatever is active on the screen is the active one. So it won't run the other ones. Even if I ran this and tried to run challenge 4 and 5, it wouldn't work. So let's get rid of that. So what I say we need to do, first we need to move forward by 2. So let's grab our forward and we'll change that by 2. And then we're going to go left turn. So let's get a left turn in there. Left turn, forward by 1. Let's go ahead and duplicate this and we'll make it 1. Forward by 1. And let's do a right turn. So let's go ahead and duplicate that. And we'll do a right turn. Right turn, and then we're going to destroy down. So we need to find destroy. Where is it? There it is. Destroy, and we're going to make that down. So we're going to destroy down, and then we're going to move down. So let's take this one. We'll do this, we'll do that, and we'll drop it down. Move down by 1. Now we're going to need a loop. Let's go ahead and grab a for loop. Let's grab a repeat. And we're going to repeat this 10 times. So we're going to make that 10 times. And we're going to destroy forward. So let's copy a destroy. And we'll make that a forward. Because we dropped down by 1, so we're in the trench right now. And then we're going to move forward. So let's duplicate that. We're going to move forward by 1. And we're going to do an agent collect all. So it'll collect all the dirt. So agent collect all, and that's all inside the loop. Now let's go over to the next one. So we're going to do agent, we need to move up 1. So let's go ahead and copy this, and let's do this. Let's put it move up by 1. So we're going to move up by 1, then we're going to turn left. Let's copy this one and make it a left turn. We're going to turn left, and then we're going to move forward 2. So let's copy this, make it forward by 2, forward by 2, right? And then we're going to destroy down, so we need to destroy down. And we'll drop that in there, and we'll change it to down, destroy down. And then we're going to move down, so let's copy this, and we're going to move down. So we're in the trench, we'll move down by 1, right? We're going to move down by 1, and then we're going to do another left turn. And we're going to do down by 1, we're going to do another left turn, and then we're going to put another loop in here, same as we did before, and we're going to repeat it 10 times. 10 times, so we're going to do agent destroy forward. So let's copy this, and we'll put that down here in our loop. Destroy, what are we doing? Destroy forward. Destroy forward, then we're going to move forward by 1. And we'll move forward by 1, and we're going to go ahead and collect all. So let's collect all and come down here, and when we run this we should end up in the trench at the other end. So let's go ahead and run that, jump up here, and we're going to do TCHA6, and let's see. So he goes down, and over, and back. Okay, so that's where our agent is sitting right now. Next thing we need to do is we need to fill these with water. So let's go ahead and let's go back into code. And what we'll do is we'll grab another one, and we'll just call this water. Okay, so we've got that as water. Now this is where we're going to have to use our slots on that. So let's go ahead and let's grab a loop, and we're going to grab a loop in here, and we're going to take it and we're going to drop it in there, and we'll just have it do one time. And we're going to do agent move up by 1, agent up by 1, agent turn left. So we're going to turn left, and then we're going to move forward 2. And what we're doing is we're going back over to the first row. So let's do another left turn, and this should put us at the first row. And then we're going to set slot. So we need to come over here and we need to find set slot. And there it is, set active slot. And our water was in the first one, we were in number 7. So let's put it in 7 right there. And then we're going to do an agent place. Agent place, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do an agent place down, agent place down, and then we're going to move forward 2, forward by 2, right, and then we're going to set slot 8. Okay, so we're going to come in here, and we're going to set this to slot number 8, and then we're going to go agent place down. So basically we're duplicating all of this right here. Agent place down, forward by 2, forward by 2, and then we're going to set the slot for 9, and let's do 9, whoops, not 0, 9, okay, and then we're going to place down, move forward 2, move forward 2, and then we're going to set slot 10, so let's set slot 10, and we'll make this 10. Okay, and then we're going to place down again. Place down. And then we're going to move forward 2. So we're just repeating this. We're just changing the slot every time so we can have the other water in there. So we got slot 11. Right, 11. And then we're going to place down. We're going to place down, and we're going to move forward 2 again. forward 2, and then we're going to set slot 12, and we're going to set slot 12, and then we're going to do place down. Alright, so with this, our agent should jump up from the row that he's in right now, come over and put water in the first row. Let's go ahead and try it. So our agent's there. Let's do T, and we name that one water. Up, over, and there he goes. Okay, so our agent placed the water in that one. Now let's go ahead and let's move on to the next part of it. So let's go back into code. What we can do is we can take this water, since we know it works, and we can take this, and let's move this down a little bit so we can get, there we go. So let's grab all of this and let's drop it in here and put it in there. So now that's in our CHA6, and we know it's going to fill up that first trough, right? And we come down and we have that loop there. So now let's go ahead and let's move over to the next one. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an agent left turn, right? The agent left turn, that's going to point us towards the second row to fill. We're going to move forward by 2. So let's move forward by 2, and then we're going to do another left turn, another left turn. All right, now let's go ahead and let's put our loop back in there. So let's go ahead, grab a loop, put it in here, and we'll do one time. And it's the same thing, we're just changing our slot numbers again. So let's go ahead and let's change our slot numbers again. So we can do this, we could take that and we could move it over here, but that's going to leave that one empty. So let's go ahead and let's just do this, and we'll set the slot. So let's set slot, copy this, and we're going to set our slot for 13, and then we're going to place down, right? So we're going to place down, and again all we're doing is copying all these again. So we're going to place down, and then we're going to move forward 2. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll do this, and I'll speed it up. So we're just changing the slots again. We're changing it to 14, 15, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's run this one, and we should be filling up the water on the other row. So let's go ahead and run this. Our agent's down at the end. Let's go ahead and do T water, and he should turn and come up the other side. Okay, so our agent's up there on the other side. Let's go ahead and go back in there. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to bring our agent back over here. We're going to come back one, and we're going to till all the way down this row. We're going to come over and we're going to till all the way up this row and then back down that last row. So let's go ahead and get into code. And our water worked fine, so let's go ahead and let's move this down so we can drop that in there. And let's move down and still. Alright, here we go. Alright, so let's grab all of this and we'll put it outside of that loop, and that's our CHA6. We're good to go there. So let's go ahead, go down here. We'll leave it as water. And let's go ahead, and our agent's there. So what we need to do is we need to do a left turn. So let's do a left turn. We're going to do a left turn, then we're going to move forward by 3. So let's move forward by 3. Forward by 3, and then we're going to do another left turn. So he's facing that way, and then we're going to move back 1. So let's go ahead and let's move back by 1. Then that way we can get the first square there. So we're going to go back by 1, and now let's grab a loop. Let's grab a loop and let's put it in here, and we're going to do this 11 times on our loop. And we're going to grab an agent till. So let's look for agent till, and there's agent till, and we're going to put that in there, and we're going to agent till forward, and then we're going to agent move forward by 1, and we're going to move forward by 1, and that'll do it for the first one. Okay, so now we're at the end of that first row. What we're going to do is we're going to do an agent turn left, and I'm going to do all 3 of these in one shot. So we're going to do turn left, we're going to move forward by 1, and we'll move forward by 1, and then we're going to go ahead and till forward. So let's do a till forward. All right. So we want to till forward. We're going to till forward, and then we're going to move forward by 1. And we're going to move forward by 1. And we're going to do a left turn. And the reason I did that till forward is so it's easier to go ahead and till and then move forward on top of it. So we're going to turn left, and then we're going to put another loop in here. Now we can go ahead and copy this loop, right? So let's go ahead and copy this loop, and we'll take it and we'll drop it down here, but we need to change this to 10 times instead of 11 because we already tilled that first one. So we've got that second one, so that's our second row. We're back up top again. We need to move, so we're going to do a turn right. So we're going to do an agent turn right, and then we're going to move forward by 1. Move forward by 1, and then we're going to till forward. We're going to till forward, and then we're going to move forward by 1 again. And we're going to move forward 1 again, and then we're going to do a right turn. We're going to do a right turn, and then we're going to do that index again. We're going to go ahead and throw that loop in there again. So let's go ahead and copy this loop, and we'll put it down here, and we need it 10 times. So there we go, we've got that, and then we're going to do that is it. So when we finish this, we should be down at the end, and it should all be tilled. So let's go ahead and let's try it. So we're here, let's jump up here, get a good look at it. And we're going to do T water because that's the one we're working on. So he's going to come over and moves back, till, till, till. Go all the way down there, move over, come back up. And go over to this one and down. And when he gets to the end down there, we will go ahead and we'll do the seeds now. So let's go ahead and let's put the seeds in there. All right, we are in the home stretch now. Let's go back into code, and let's take this because we know it's good. Let's take this and let's drop it all down here under this loop. Again, that's our CHA6. So now we are going to add the seeds. We'll leave this as water. What we need to do is we need to do a left turn. So we need to do 2 left turns, and we're going to do 1, and then we're going to go ahead and do another one. That way he'll turn all the way around. So our agent turns around. And then we're going to set slot. So let's copy this one, and we're going to set our slot as 1 because that's where we have our seeds at. So we set our slot as 1, and then we're going to do an agent place down. Agent place down, and now we're going to put a loop in there. So let's grab a loop, and we're going to make it go 10 times. 10 times. So we're going to agent place forward. So we're going to do agent place forward in there, and then we're going to move forward by 1. And there we go, there's 1. Let's grab this, make it forward by 1. Okay, that's going to take us down to the end of the 1, and then what we need to do is we need to come over here and we're going to do a left turn. So we're going to do a left turn, and this is going to take us over to the middle row outside of the loop. So we got a left turn, then we're going to move forward by 1. Let's do forward by 1, and we're going to set slot 2. So we're going to set this as slot number 2 on this one. So set slot 2, and then we're going to place forward. So we need to place forward. So we're going to duplicate this and get down here, and we're going to make it as a place forward. All right, we're going to place forward, and then we're going to move forward by 1. Move forward by 1, and we're going to do a left turn. Do a left turn. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put another index in there, or not another index, another loop. So let's just copy this loop. Let's copy this, and we'll bring it down here and we'll drop it in there. Okay, so now that's going to take us down to the end of the middle row, and what we need to do is we need to turn right. So let's do a turn right. Turn right, let's set slot 3. Let's do this, let's duplicate that, and we'll make this slot number 3. So we have that as slot number 3. Then we're going to move forward by 1. And we're going to place forward. Let's do that. Let's place forward. And then we're going to move forward by 1 again. And we're going to forward by 1 again. And then we're going to do a right turn. And a right turn. And then we're going to put that loop back in there. So let's copy this one. And we'll put that loop back down here. So we have that loop right there. And then our last thing is we're going to do agent move forward by 3, and that'll put us on the other side of the starting block. So here we go, and let's run it and see. So we got water again. Okay, so now let's do T, water, and he turned, and there we go. And he's done with that, and there it is, finished. So let's go into code, and let's take this and let's move it all over. Let's get down here so we can move it, and whoops, get down there. And let's take all of this and let's drop it in here, and we can get rid of the water command, so we can delete that. And here's our CHA6. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so this is the code. I'll go slow so you can, and here's the code. And that's it. Let's take a look at it in JavaScript. So here's our JavaScript. And there it is in JavaScript. And let's take a look at it in Python. And here it is in Python. And let's go back to blocks. Okay, let me go ahead and run this, and I will reset it, and I'll put grass blocks back in there, and we'll go ahead and try it. So let's go ahead and I'll reset that, and we'll give it a try. Okay, here we go. All set again. I got the grass blocks in there, my agents at the start. Let's take a look at code. We got our CHA6, and hopefully it'll all work. Let's go ahead and run it and see how it works. All right, let's do CHA6, and this should run everything. Okay, there you have it. It's all done. You can do it any way you want. I'm sure there's easier ways to do it. I was just doing it the best way to do it to show you. So that's it. Great job, everyone. I will see you on the next video. We will do the next challenge on that. Everybody have a wonderful day. I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.